Hey guys, so this video that you're just about to watch is going to be a really big one. I mean, it's the unboxing of the iPad Pro, the Magic Keyboard, and the Apple Pencil 2. The last time I did a video this scale was probably this MacBook Pro. That computer costed me around 2,000 Canadian dollars with the accessories and stuff. Together, it was around 3,000 Canadian dollars. Now, this iPad Pro, the Apple Pencil, and the Magic Keyboard together cost around 2,000 Canadian dollars. So that's a full $1,000 cheaper than this with the accessories and everything. I still think it's a bit expensive for a channel this scale, and no, they didn't send it to me. I bought it with my own money. That means all of my opinions are totally mine. I am not being forced by any corporation to say anything about anything, basically. So if I'm really gonna fanboy in this video, you know that I have a reason for it. Okay, now before I talk too much, let's just get started to watch the unboxing. Okay, so basically it's just the packaging for the second generation Apple Pencil isn't that revolutionary. As you can see, there's just the box, designed by Apple in California, some paperwork, you know, and the pencil, which we have here. Okay, now let's hurry up to the unboxing of what you guys actually want, the iPad Pro, obviously. So this is the iPad Pro. Oh wow, that's big. Okay, I'm sorry if you can hear rain because it just started raining. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't get worse. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, here's a pull tab. Let's just pull it open. Ooh. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm sorry if I'm like not talking or just being weird because I'm too excited. I'm honestly beyond excited. Okay, let's just open the box, and this is like a really cool box too. I would love to add it to my collection. I'm just gonna open this. Oh wow, look at the camera lens. Okay. Sorry for the plastic sounds. Okay. Oh, this is light. This is way too light for its size. Okay. Yeah, it's also only the 11-inch. Put it to the side. So, it should be lighter than the 12-inch, 12.9. Here's the paperwork. Okay, this is my first time unboxing an iPad Pro. Actually, this is my first time getting an iPad Pro, so... Oh, Apple stickers. And here's a USB-C to USB-C cable. Let's just open that real quick. So, yeah, this iPad uses USB-C, just like the previous generation iPad Pro, which, how? I've unboxed a lot of Apple products. How am I still not used to this? Okay, it seems to be, is it, how long is it? It's just a meter long, okay. It's a meter long cable. And finally, we have the same charging brick as the iPhone 11 Pros. So, I got another one, yay! Alright, and that seems to be everything in the box. Interesting. And finally, for the last piece of tech in this unboxing, the Magic Keyboard for the iPad. Fantastic. Alright, let's just open the pull tab. And, this should be... Wait. Sorry about that. This packaging is a little harder to open than the other ones, for some reason. There we go. There. All right. Oh, wow. This box is really quite heavy. Let's just open up the lid. Oh, wow. Yes. What does the box say? Here's how to use it. Interesting. And the lid. This looks great as well. Fantastic. I've been waiting to open this. Hey. Alright. Yeah, so oh my. That was a strange feeling. Not what I was expecting, but hey, it's pretty good. I like it. I'm really sorry about the background. There's someone welding? Like, one of my neighbors are welding something? I have no idea why. But yeah, sorry about that. Also, the rain is gone, thankfully. Here's this thing. You might have noticed this is actually filmed actually later, because I need to change out the scenery and things like that. Also, the lighting wasn't the best. Alright, so here is the keyboard. Oh, this feels nice. Oh my gosh, this is really heavy. Here, I'll just put my iPad on it real quick. Okay, here's my iPad. And I need to I'll just cover my face. I think that should work. Oh, I can't see my iPad because I'm covering up my face, but okay, there we go. Haha, you still can't see my eyes because, you know, that's why I wear my sunglasses, so you guys don't see my eyes. Alright, interesting. Hey, this is not... Oh, that's a hefty thing right here. This is a unit. Alright, let's just continue on to the video. Now, first, I'm just going to justify all of the reasoning behind all of the specs I chose and why I got the Magic Keyboard, basically. First, the iPad specs, it is the base model of the 11-inch. I did not add any money to increase the storage or anything. I didn't get LTE. A lot of YouTubers have said I chose the 11-inch because it's better for travel, it's lighter and stuff. And yeah, that's mostly why I chose it, but also it's just 2 years ago there was this thing called Bendgate where the iPad would bend. I know Apple said it's not really a big deal, and it's really not a big deal if you don't sit on it, but like, what if I accidentally apply pressure to it by just simply throwing it on my bed or something? What if that happens? If I got the 12.9-inch, it would have a larger surface area to bend. I just thought the 11-inch might help with that a little bit. It is quite a bit smaller than the 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Now, that went a bit dark, so let's just, yeah. You don't want to just sacrifice iPads. They have feelings too, you know? That's why I got the 11-inch. It's in space gray, as you saw from the unboxing. And here's why I got the Magic Keyboard, basically. The Magic Keyboard is the best keyboard you can get for the iPad Pros. Period. There's no bridge keyboard that's better. There's like the Logitech keyboards, no, they just suck. And it's the only keyboard that connects to the iPad Pros with the smart connector. And it's the only keyboard that actually supports power delivery through the added USB-C port. These two features are unparalleled. Of course, there's other features like the floating design or just the ease of taking the iPad out and putting it into the case, which I will show in just a tiny bit. Also, the typing experience, I cannot praise it enough. It's so good. It feels better, in my opinion, than this Magic Keyboard for my computer. I know they say it's the same keyboard, but the travel is just a tiny bit less. For the 11-inch, the keyboard is a little bit shrunken down. I will show you a comparison in just a tiny bit, where it's smaller than a full-size keyboard. But that's really not a problem, as the 11-inch isn't that much smaller. So it's like 11%. Each key is 11% smaller in area or something. That's like what I've heard. But you get used to it really easily. I've been using this iPad for just a tiny bit, and I think I'm already quite used to it. Of course, I just unboxed it, right? So yeah, that's like my initial impressions and stuff. Now, here are the clips I promised about comparing the size of the keyboards. My first impressions of the iPad Pro 2020 11-inch, that's kind of a mouthful, is that the display is awesome. Like, just swiping across home screens, going to apps. I love how it's 120 Hz, but only when it needs to be. When you're watching a YouTube video at 24 frames, it automatically adjusts to 24 frames. It's dynamic. When you're watching a movie, 24 frames. When you're watching a 60 hertz video, a 60 FPS video, sorry, the screen becomes 60 hertz. When you're watching a 30 FPS video, the screen becomes 30 hertz. It dynamically adjusts to the content, which makes it more immersive and saves battery life, because the slower the screen refreshes, the less energy it uses. So that is just something really cool I've noticed about the iPad Pro. And now just looking at my iPhone screen, it just, I just wish it's 120 hertz, right? And according to leaks, apparently the 2020 iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 12 Pros, oh gosh, iPhone 12 Pros and iPhone 12 Pro Maxes will get the 120 hertz screen. Okay, so pause everything I'm talking about. Here's just a really short side note. This is the Apple Pencil 2, this is the Apple Pencil 1, okay? Now, they are basically the same. However, the Apple Pencil 2 charges conductively and it's matte. Also, it's smaller and lighter, has a smaller battery, but that's excused because it charges by putting it on your iPad. Isn't that so cool? One big difference about these two pencils is that the Apple Pencil 1 is actually modifiable. So I modded this to have this cap on it. So when I'm navigating with the Apple Pencil, I can use this side to open up Control Center or go home or anything like that, and this tip to just do everything else. And also, I put this tape on it. This is kind of a con of the Apple Pencil 1 where it's really glossy, and when I'm taking notes and stuff for a long time, my hands begin to sweat, and that just makes it really hard to hold onto the pencil. So I put some paper, I don't know what this is called. It's not Scotch tape, but yeah. I just put some of this paper tape on it. I wrapped it around a few times, and it just gives you so much more grip. So it could also be like a pro tip. If you have the Apple Pencil 1, you just put some paper tape on it. It allows you to grip onto the pencil so much better. Now, what I was trying to say is that this Apple Pencil 2 you can't really mod it. You can change up the tip, like what I've done here. I put a black tip on it because I broke the actual tip. This is a third-party tip from Amazon. You can still swap out the tip, but you can't put anything on the back. So you can't do what I've done here or anything. And also you can't really wrap tape around it. There's no need to, because this is a matte finish, so it already helps with that a lot. But in case you want to put anything on it, you really can't, as it still needs to magnetically attach to your iPad. Sorry if I'm taking too long. This is just one part of the video that I really wanted you to know about. Yeah, the Magic Keyboard is really good. I bet you guys can already tell from just my first impressions of it. But there is something I would like to say about it though. A few YouTubers have said the viewing angles isn't the best. You can push it back all the way, and a lot of YouTubers said just 99% of the time it would be perfect. But just some of that 1% of the time, they just wish that it could go back a bit farther. And I totally agree with that. Just from my first initial impressions, it was perfect. However, if you just try to type on it a little bit more as you're moving and stuff, sometimes you just wish it goes back a tiny bit farther. So I really hope Apple improves on this on the next generation. Although I just want to shine light on this while not saying anything bad about it, because it truly isn't that big of a problem. 99% of the time it's perfect, and that 1% of the time you can just lean back a bit. Works all the time. I just don't want it to sound like it's a deal breaker or anything, because it's not. It's just really simple things that you can do to solve this problem, and it's really not a problem. It's just that it's a bit inconvenient at times. There's something about the iPad Pro's camera layout. It's a black square. Now, it would be kind of similar to the iPhone 11 Pro's camera, although it only has 2 cameras and a LiDAR sensor that's the same size as the camera lenses. From what you can't tell on Apple's website and the pictures is that You think the camera lens is the same size as the iPhone 11 Pros and iPhone 11s. However, it's not. It's actually just a tiny bit smaller. And it kind of bugs me because you would think that it should be the same size, right? But it's not, unfortunately. Also, it's missing the telephoto camera. I totally agree with their choice of adding the ultra-wide instead of the telephoto, because the ultra-wide on an iPad just allows you to see way more, and I think it's so much more useful on the iPad than a telephoto. A telephoto is basically using optical zoom and zooming in to a image while not losing clarity. That basically gives you what you can already see, except more clear. A ultra-wide camera, on the other hand, allows you to see more, see what's usually out of frame. And that is really impressive in my opinion. So I think on an iPad, with that such a big screen, seeing what's out of frame should be the priority. So I totally agree with the camera layout. And the LiDAR sensor, it's cool and all right now, but there's really no AR apps that actually use this feature. I mean, no, take that back. Every single AR app uses this feature, but no apps uses it effectively. Like, sure, you get better AR if the tracking is better. In the Measure app, it's more accurate or something. But still, there's really no groundbreaking app that does anything cool, anything new. Everything you can do with the LiDAR sensor, you can already do with just a normal camera and AR. However, I'm speculating that Apple would include some use cases of the LiDAR sensor. It's not certain. There's not that much links about it, but if they just show something you can do, like, I have no idea, just something really cool with the LiDAR sensor, that would be perfect. And this year's WWDC, I'm really hoping forward to it. It's going to be live streamed everywhere, so I hope you can tune in as well. Another thing about the keyboard is that the trackpad is not haptic. It's actually a physical trackpad. It can't stand up. It's actually a physical trackpad, unlike the Magic trackpads that Apple sells and uses on their MacBooks. It physically pushes in and clicks, but it's not a diving board design where it's really hard to click on the top and really easy to click on the bottom. So you get this uneven experience that really takes away from the product itself. It clicks evenly on all four corners and the middle. So it's really easy to just forget you're using a trackpad. I think it's awesome the way Apple did it, and I have no idea how they made it so good and so even on all of the points on the trackpad. It's just phenomenal. Also, it is made of glass. I've searched, I've checked, iFixit and stuff. It's made of glass, so it's a physical glass trackpad on the keyboard. Awesome. Oh, and sorry if I'm talking a lot about the Magic Keyboard rather than the iPad Pro. It's just that the keyboard fascinates me a lot, from the folding design and everything, but just the weight is something you guys might notice if you're picking up the keyboard with the iPad. The iPad is extremely light, just super light. It's like not even half of my MacBook Pro, but when you add on the keyboard, it doubles its weight. So it becomes almost the same weight as my MacBook Pro. So I'll just like, here, I'll show you. Where you see, like, it's a bit heavy. It's kind of hard to hold with one hand, but that's why you can put the keyboard on the table, right? Make it stationary, plug it in, and when you need to use the iPad in tablet mode, just take out the iPad. That is just something you need to remember when you're going to say like a meeting. It is quite heavy. Also, just something entirely different. I don't like the material the Magic Keyboard is made of. It's just this silicone material thing. It feels pretty good, to be honest, but it gets fingerprint all over it. And it's like a glass phone where you touch it and then there's just fingerprint and oil all over it. It's like that. It's super simple to clean though. You just get a cloth and you wipe it off. But like a glass phone, after you wipe off the fingerprints, you touch it again, fingerprints all over there. So it's just something to just know about. The iPad Pro has a USB-C port. And after you put it onto the Magic Keyboard, it gives you another USB-C port. So that's 2 USB-C ports. Half of my MacBook Pro for the same amount as the MacBook Air. The USB-C port on the iPad can allow you to connect a hard drive or SSD to it, and that was previously not possible while having the iPad plugged in. So now you can charge your iPad and access hard drives and such at the same time. This is quite new and quite exciting for me. Well, I mean, I never had the experience of not having these things because, you know, I got the keyboard and the iPad together, but I'm sure it would be quite a new experience. And if you have the 2018 iPad Pro and thinking of upgrading, there's really no point. You get better GPU performance and everything, but just get the new keyboard. I think that's the only thing you need to just get a brand new experience. And finally, since this is just the first impressions video, what? I did not activate Siri. And finally, since this is just the first impressions and unboxing of the iPad Pro, I really can't give more details about, say, the battery life or how it handles over time. So that's why I'm going to be making a review of this iPad Pro. If you want to see it, like, just subscribe, right? And yeah, let me just roll the end card. Not the, what is it called? Outro? Yeah, sure, the outro. Okay, this is the end of the video. Just be sure to leave a comment. I will love to read them and we can talk. If there's any questions, of course, you can just ask me in the comment section. I love making videos for you guys and I would like it if you guys actually like them. And yeah, if you really enjoyed my video, you should subscribe, and that's about it. Click something on the screen right now if you want to keep watching. You don't have to, but just, it's good.